You know what we about to do? Roll the credits.
Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, boys, yeah. Hold on, hold on, we them boys. Hold on, we them boys.
What's to be the first? What man? What?
Hey man, I ain't got nothing to say, bro.
What
I
you
ain't got
laughing
nothing
at,
to
man?
say.
I mean, we gotta step it up, man. We gotta step it up.
He ain't chime in, so I mean, hey, it is what it is.
I mean, we're trying to step our game up, man. Trying to get
Yeah,
us paid.
yeah,
Hey, I
gotta
feel
be
you, man.
professional. Professional.
I feel you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love.
Yes,
I feel
yes,
like
sir.
I'm really part of it now, so I appreciate it.
So we are the Fort Valley boys. You know, we have this bouncer on a every yeah, early on an early basis. So I'm your host, moderator, Fabian Vince. I got my guys with me. I got Ryan Anderson. We call him Big Strong. And we have Tony Arnold with us today. So, well, as you know, Fort Valley Boys, we record twice a week, Sundays and Wednesdays, 9:05 p.m. So you can catch us anytime, anywhere. And we're also, of course, you know our sponsors by now. We're sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. If you just come back from home, come about to go to Darton College in Albany's homecoming. Stop at AutoZone. Try to get your stuff straight, but just don't get it fixed so you won't go. But after homecoming, get your car fixed. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Of course, you know, buy a nice shirt, Bernard Ingram. I've been shouting you out almost a whole year now, dog. We want some merch. There's some merch or 50% off or something. Give us something. Yeah, we give you some free pull for the longest. But we rep our Fort Valley people. BuyNiceShirt.com. All your HBCU slash Panhellenic items that you need for your experience of wardrobe. So if you're a Delta or you went to Alabama A&O or Alabama State, or you went to FAMU, Jackson State, Fort Valley State, Darton College at Albany, any other place, he got you. He got you, fam. He got you. BuyANiceShirt.com is where it's at. And also, this is Shot sponsor, Henny and Coke, the Dart Liquor.
Yeah.
So guys, we got a lot of show to get into. Like I said, Sundays we're gonna do different things. Talk about men's baseball, basketball next week. We're gonna kick off on Tuesday, so we definitely gonna get into this basketball next week. Of course, we're gonna be reviewing New Jack City. We'll get that in a little bit. But we all agree we want to talk about Aaron Judge's 62nd home run. Um, he did break the American League record, which was held by Roger Maris, 61, who had an asterisk by it. For those who want to know what the asterisk for is, because he did it in the 161st game, it's the 163rd game. Babe Ruth did it in 154. So I don't know why it's an asterisk. He still broke the record. Didn't matter. He broke the record. It was a regular season game. Back then it was a one-game playoff. It still counts as a regular season game because it's not a playoff. It's a play-in game. So it still counts as a regular season game. But a lot of controversy. A lot of pundits have been saying, especially Mad Dog Russo, saying Bear Bonds doesn't have the record. The last time I checked, they have not banned Barry Bonds from baseball. They have not done anything to get rid of Mark McGwire. They have not did anything to get rid of Sammy Sosa. They didn't do anything to Jose Canseco. But we'll talk about that. If you watch the Wednesday show, you heard my parting shot. But I'll refresh that in just a minute. So let's start with Aaron Judge. 62 home runs, Tony. Broke the record like the day before the last game of the season. Didn't play him on the day 162. He could have won the batting time he played. Let's just talk about his free agency right quick. Would you stay in New York after not offering you the money you wanted, or would you go to San Francisco to the Mets?
Um, man, it depends. I mean, obviously, I think I don't really know how personal, the negotiations stuff like that got. We all know sometimes stuff like that can get personal. And they can try to come up with a lot of different reasons and a lot of different excuses on why they shouldn't pay you and why they can't give you this or why they shouldn't give you that. So, I really don't know, per se what happened in negotiations. Uh, but I do know typically things, unless it is personal, you know, it usually who gonna offer the most money. Uh, I mean, as much as I hate them, what I'm saying, I don't use the word hate that often, but I throw the word hate around easily when I talk about the Yankees. As much as I hate them, I mean, they're a juggernaut, man. When it comes to professional sports, in Major League Baseball. So, they had the money, they spend the money, they throw it around. They usually end up signing whoever they want, whoever they have targeted. They offer them more money, and they usually sign them. So it just depends, man. It just depends on really how personal they got. They I will say the only thing that I really have heard about it is I think I heard that Aaron Judge was actually kind of pissed off that the Yankees let out how much they offered him when he turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
So no, that's the only thing that I pretty much heard per se, about the negotiations. But I mean, man, money change, money cures everything, man. So no, just to be honest, if it comes down to it and it boils down to it, if the Yankees really want it and they gonna offer him all the money he wants, and that's what it'll be.
You got any thoughts on that straw before we move on to the comparison with him and Barnes?
I really think that he's probably going to end up back in New York. Uh, this is one of the things. People tune in to see to see the New York Yankees. They have their own network. Um, the Yes Network covers all the New York sports. So, but that's one of the things about being you on the premier stage. Why not stay there? If you're mad, money, like you said, Tony, money cures everything. So, uh, that's my little 2 cents on it. But yeah, Haiti didn't get that batting title. He was in the running for the Triple Crown too. He was in the run for the Triple Crown at the end too. Didn't get that. So hate that. Uh, I will not miss the cut-ins on my college football, though. I will not miss that.
I agree because that was getting aggravating. But I mean, that record, at least Roger Maris's the AL record's been around for almost 70 years, so I can understand the cut in. But at the same time, you could have did a second screen or something small.
Yeah,
But
I don't like that either. I'm trying to watch Ole Miss in Kentucky last week, and I saw every one of his at bats.
yeah, that day game was a killer right there. That day, cutting in through all the day games, it was aggravating. So I'd rather you just go to when halftime, like, hey, Aaron Judge broke the record. There you go. Keep moving. Now, let's talk about this hidden racism or covert racism. We're gonna call it covertism. New word. Before we do that, Jamon Sims, friend of the show, two-time state champion Jamon Sims. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. That is true. So they should have got him just like Lamar Jackson. They should have got Lamar last year. They should have extended him last year before Watson got traded. They would have saved some money with it. But still,
Exactly.
same thing with him. But we'll talk about Russell Wilson on Wednesday. I got something for him. Got something. Got something for him. Uh, well, Barry Bonds, of course, holds the all-time record, 757 home runs, I believe. He holds the all-time record with 73 in the season. Folks, yeah, his head did get bigger. He still was a better player than Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire combined. Still one of the probably the top 10 greatest baseball players ever. I could be that could be a hot take, depending on some folks. Could be a hot take because you could probably give me Mickey Mantle. You could probably say Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, uh, Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson, Harmon Killebrew, Roberto Clemente. I'm just naming some names, just saying. To me, he's one of the top 10 greatest of all time. Anytime you break an all-time
Absolutely.
record. I'm just saying, this is my opinion. When you break an
Absolutely.
all-time record, that automatically to me puts you in top 10, something like that. Like LeBron, he's never gonna pass Jordan, even though he has been played longer. He's averaged more points later in his career than Jordan did. Jordan averaged 21 his last 2 years because the league got better and they were cooking him in the last 2 years. But it's neither here nor there. We're digressing because I don't want no Jordan fans to come at me today. But uh, I already know where you stand. But I want y'all on the record to say it. Barry Bonds record, the real record, or is it Aaron Judge the record?
No, that's
Oh,
Barry. That's
Hmm.
Barry Bonds. That's all day long. You can say what you want to say. There is no evidence that ties him directly to any performance enhancing drugs. And there is no there, and I'm pretty sure now they got a rule, but there was no rules about any performance enhancing drugs. When Mark McGwire hit his home runs, he had the stuff prominently in his locker. Prominently in his locker. So basically, it's almost as if this man, like you say, it's covert racism. This man comes along, shattering all the Caucasian dreams, and then all of a sudden, oh no, no. But then, I say that in one hand, and then on the other hand, from everything that I've heard, Barry Bonds one of the nicest guy to the media. So, and one of the nicest guy, period.
No,
So, you say you reap what you sow, and I think he got what he wanted, but I think he reaping a bad harvest on that part.
most great players are assholes. Those are for real.
Most
Like,
of them are arrogant. Most of them
yeah,
got a little chip on their shoulder, evident
yeah,
by
yeah.
this
Most
weekend with
most
Deion Sanders. But that we'll digress. We'll talk about that later.
yeah,
Yeah, we gotta talk about
yeah,
that.
that was messy.
That was tough though. Go ahead, Tony.
Um,
You elaborate on your thoughts on why.
yeah, I definitely think that it's Barry Bonds' record, without question. Um, one thing I can say is that I'm glad that even though you got some people that's coming out and saying that they think that Aaron Judge is the record holder now. No, I am glad that it was an American League record, and a lot of announcers and a lot of people that I heard talking about it was trying to frame it as that versus trying to frame it and bring up the whole debate about who is the real home run king. So, that's one thing that I am glad, really about the situation. But but as far as the home run king, I mean, it's Barry Bonds, man. Dusty Baker even came out and said that he came out of defense a couple of days ago, about Barry Bonds and the whole, hey man, Barry Bonds is the home run champion. Like I saw this man play every day. I saw what he did on the field. He's that guy. He's definitely that guy. And I mean that says a lot. Dusty Baker is definitely well respected, in the Major League Baseball community. Um, he definitely knows what he's talking about. He's been around the mulberry bush. So yeah, I mean, without question, man, it's Barry. Barry is one of the, like you said, Fade. He's basically one of the best baseball players we've ever seen, man, hands down.
I mean, if you think about it, and we'll move on. But when you think about the time that he was with the Pirates, when him and Bonilla was with the Pirates, that was, and they end up going to. I want to say they played the Braves in
The
the
Braves.
Twice, 2 years
NL,
in a row.
NLCS twice, didn't they?
Yeah, 91 and
Hmm.
92.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I mean, they were two of the best players, and the thing about Barry Bonds is he could hit and he could field too. He was the epitome of the complete player
5-2
All
in
player.
right.
that in
5-2.
that. So I mean, you can't. And this is pre supposed to be steroids. He was smaller. He could do more. But I don't understand. Yeah, just get a man his flowers, damn it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I wanna check it out. Um, Ken Griffey Jr. man was just on the pivot. I saw a highlight about it of a clip when they was, but he was talking about LeBron and Bronny. As far as Bronny just turning 18, and you know how dope it would be to see Bronny play with LeBron in the NBA. And I guess I didn't really click on the clip. I was just kind of scrolling, but they were framing it basically as far as him and his dad and how dope that would have been. But I'm interested to see if if I know RC and I know them boys. RC asked him about it, man. So I'm interested to see what he had to say about it.
You'll get a good take on what the pivot. That's
Oh,
it.
you heard about it? You saw it?
I saw the clip. I'm like you. I saw it and I scrolled past it, but I know how Ryan Clark is and those guys, and they ask those groundbreaking,
Yep.
real questions that we want to know. So I'm pretty
Yep.
sure that it's not. I'm sure it's not going to disappoint.
Yeah,
Shouts out to the pivot, YouTube.
I'm sure too.
Yeah, all in all, what it is, Hank Aaron was somebody that's everybody beloved. Barry Bonds didn't give a damn. That's why he had literally him and A-Rod were the most polarizing baseball players in our generation. They had literally no endorsements. You can look it up. They had none. Nobody would touch them with a 10-foot pole on endorsements. So all their money they made was either from engagements, signing engagements, salary. So whatever they got, that was it. They had no endorsements, nothing like what little hits from like when Maddox and Smoltz did the commercial on Chicks Love the Long Ball or any of the other stuff. They had no endorsement money. So those and where A-Rod was found guilty of steroids.
Mm-hmm. And still got it, and he got a better career after baseball than Barry Bonds did. Well, I digress. It's in our faces, blatant at this point.
Yeah, I mean the only like I said, the media does not like Barry because Barry didn't care. He was on I think it was last Sunday. He was on the K Rod cast last Sunday with K Rod and Michael K. They had Roger Clemens on there, a known steroid user. They had this a steroid show. That was basically what it was. It was a steroid show. But they're just talking about when A-Rod had his suspension, Barry was training him for those during the off season. You get up at 5:30. Barry still hits. Barry should have been a manager or somebody's front office. But the steroid era. David Ortiz was
Didn't he do it? I know Mark McGwire did it for a small little time, but then Barry Bonds do it for a second too with the Giants. Wasn't he the bank coach for a second?
If he did, it was very brief. I mean, like I had to look that up while we.
I may just be getting him confused with Mark McGwire. Cause I know Mark McGwire did it, but I thought Barry Bonds did it too.
Yeah, Mark McGwire won. I think he was a hitting coach with the Dodgers. I want to say.
No, I think it was the. I want to say it was the Cardinals. I want to say it was the Cardinals.
Yeah, it was the Cardinals.
I thought it was the Dodgers, but
it was the Cardinals.
Okay,
it was the Cardinals.
But yeah, Barry should be in somebody's dugout at minimum. He should have been a manager, but that's neither here nor there. He's the record holder. He black. He just don't like him because he's blackity black. He'll tell you how you feel like it is to keep moving. That's why I say blackity black. He will cuss you out. Him and Jeff Kent didn't get along off the field, whatever, even in the dugout. But when they are literally on the diamond, or he's in the batting, he's in the hitter circle, getting ready to bat. I mean, Barry Bonds is the reason why Jeff Kent won the MVP that year. Let's just say what it is. Yeah, Barry Bonds behind you. You gonna hit 40 home run because they don't want to pitch bigger. They gonna give you all straight fastballs, homie. But that's our baseball segment brought to you by baseball. We need both black folks. Baseball. All right. That's all you're gonna get from us on baseball to the World Series, where the Dodgers are gonna be playing the Astros again, and the Astros are gonna beat the hell out of the Dodgers.
Don't be so sure about that. But that's our segment, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Justin Verlander back. There's your answer right there. Justin Verlander. If he used to have Justin Verlander last year, it'd have been over in 6. I'm sorry, I got Braves fans on here. I'm sorry. I'm not a Houston right. I'm just they didn't just keep in mind they didn't have Verlander in the end of 20 in 20.
Dude, nobody want to hear about if and this and this and
I'm
that,
just
man.
telling you,
Nobody want to hear about
y'all,
that, man.
y'all
National
want
champs,
y'all want world
defending
champs.
champs, defending champs.
Y'all
Move
want
on.
you
Just
did
defending champs,
you won.
defending champs,
You did that.
defending champs,
Defending champs till y'all lose.
defending champs.
All right, let's get the thing to start. Let's get the thing started about New Jack City. New Jack City is one of the most groundbreaking movies that's for our culture, of course, even though it's stigmatized by the crack epidemic.
Yes.
The movie came out in 1991. Actually, I did some research before we got on the air. This movie, the premise of this movie, actually was supposed to be part of The Godfather 3, as far as to have the drug dealing person as a protagonist in this movie. So if I read it correctly, I'm gonna read it again, make sure I'm not telling folks a lie. But production, the film based upon an original story and screenplay written by Thomas Lee Wright, according to Carl Hart, who corresponded with Wright with his criticism of the movie. The screenplay was originally written as Godfather Part 3 and featured a protagonist who sold heroin rather than cocaine. So that's, I read it right. The screenplay was originally written as Godfather Part 3. So this was an option for Godfather Part 3, which I did not know that. I don't see how, because there was not nail black person in Godfather 1 or 2.
Well, that's what they do in Hollywood. They gonna take the scripts that are discarded, and they gonna New Line. I think this New Line. It's a New Line movie. In this, Wesley Snipes had to deal with New Line, so this was a New Line Cinema production. They found something, and I think at this point, New Line Cinema was kind of new. It's the '90s. They hadn't put out a lot of movies, so they getting their feet up under them, and that's what they did. So that's one of the things about scripts, man. So one man's trash is another man's treasure, or another production company's treasure. So there it is.
Let me just give you some of the movies with New Line Cinema. It, Chapter 1 and 2, Mortal Kombat, Conjuring, Hobbit, Man Saints of New York. Just trying to find some recognizable movies. Shazam, Creed, 17 Again, Rush Hour 3, Straight Outta Compton.
All 3 Blades.
Yep, all 3 Blades, Wedding Crashers, The Lord of the Rings, Journey to the Center of the Earth, 7, the number 23. That was a terrible movie, but 7 was a great movie. Snakes on a Plane. There are snakes on a motherfucking plane. So, the budget for New Jack City is actually $8 million. Can you believe it or not? $8 million.
Real?
$8 million budget, made 47.6. So made 6 times what the budget was. So it was profitable in that era.
Definitely profitable.
So if you think about it now, if you made a movie now in 21, 22, the cost of the movie probably $40-50 million, and you at least want to get 2 times that so you can make a profit.
Yeah.
So
that's everybody.
So that's shocking. I didn't know. Think about it. You filmed everything straight in New York. I mean, cost was cheaper. Gas was about 98 cents a gallon. That's good days right there. That's good days. I remember days Fort Valley gas was 99 cents. I can tell my grandkids that, hey, back in my day, when I went to college, we digress. We'll get mad about the gas prices. But just think about the cast in this movie, man. Just look at the cast. Of course, Wesley Snipes before the taxes hit him.
Yep.
Ice-T, Chris Rock, Mario Van Peebles. I believe Posse came out a year or 2 after that. Y'all can probably correct me on that one. I think Posse came out 2 years after that. Judd Nelson.
It was after that.
You think it was after that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm actually right. Hey, okay. Judd Nelson, Chris Rock. Chris Rock went on the Saturday Night Live, I believe, after this too. Bill Cobbs, that's just we ain't got to Bill Nunn, right? Radio Raheem for Do the Right Thing. Michael Michelle, she was Nino Brown's girlfriend. Um, of course, Keith Sweat. We got two. We got light skin and dark skin singers. Chris Williams, Keith Sweat. We got Nick Ashford as a reverend in there. He looks terrible. And then the picture now. Of course, Eagle Mouse. If you know, he Jamaican got a light skinned character and that was a drug dealer. Flavor Flav was in there. Flavor Flav, excuse me. Flavor Flav had the rock of the clock. So Al and the
guy was in there.
Guy was in there.
Same.
Alan Payne, Lance. Levert. Mm-hmm. Lance. Cosby Show. That's Lance from Cosby Show. If y'all wondering what the hell I'm saying. So you know, but this is a black ad cast too. We talked about Harlem Nights last week. How that was probably one of the blackest casts in memory. This is a black ad cast right here.
Oh hell yeah!
Outside of Judge Nelson, that's the only person.
That was really it.
And Wong, and don't forget Wong in there.
Yeah.
Wong.
Yeah.
But he was a minority. We'll say he was a minority.
Yeah.
But he went on a whole lot of different things. Did some special guest hits and different stuff like that. So I thought he would have. He was in Romeo Must Die also too. Russell Wong. So, Ryan, talk about the cultural effect of this movie in 1991 because it takes place over a 3-year span. When you think about it, in '86 they show Carl Payne's character, Alan Payne's character, showing rock. I'm like crack rock. I'm like this gonna be the move right here, man.
Yeah.
And they do a time jump 3 years later where they literally are running New York City with the crack epidemic. So of course, drugs is an epidemic in the 80s because of the Reagan administration and the Contra affairs and Colombia and all this stuff. Yeah. How has this been a cultural effect on us now for over the last almost 36 years when the movie came out? 32 years.
You know, I'm gonna say that this movie was it's crazy to think that it had that big of a effect on us because you know it basically, even though it's supposed to be the downside, you know, at the end, you know, Nino gets shot and supposedly dies and everything. And I say supposedly because they're still talking about New Jack City 2 all these years later. But that movie, the music in it was culturally great. The soundtrack was awesome, if y'all remember.
Awesome.
Don't break me, I'm dreaming.
But that movie did a lot because it showed the bad side and it also showed the good side of how drug sales go. The bad side is, it killed people and folks got shot. But the good part is when you see Nino just driving around that Jeep in them first few scenes and then G Money show him, hey man, like you said, this is the move. And then he all of a sudden started cutting his hair into a crown. And he's making money hand over fist and doing what he wants to do. And, you know, but I mean, man, for the culture, just the music, the flashiness, all of that. I mean, man, it was good. How to run a business as a black person. You could actually get that from New Jack City if you think about it. You just don't want to do drugs. You keep people around you that you trust. And, you know, that if you took those things from it, then you were good. Now, if you was out there and you was nickel and diamond, and then all of a sudden, well, I can be Nino Brown. That's a whole different thing. But yeah, I think it had a mixed effect. I always enjoy when that song. I always enjoy it because I enjoyed Chris Rock's the crackhead Pookie. I always enjoyed Pookie, and You know, he a trip, and everybody, you know, the whole thing's a trip. And then this is really what started Ice-T on his journey. If you notice, Ice-T started doing a lot of cop things after that. A lot of cop things. Didn't stop.
And still doing his thing on Law and Order SVU. I'm like,
Yeah.
he should be almost a mandatory retirement based on that
Dude,
line.
I'm talking about still going, still going.
So, what you feel about the cultural relevance of this movie, especially with the epidemic in present day America now, with
As far as culture goes, man, I think it was huge. No, on a lot of levels. I'm just gonna throw it out as far as the whole um Cash Money Records. You know what I'm saying? Basically,
yeah,
pretty much off of the Cash Money Brothers. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? In New Jersey City. Even though Lil Wayne last name is Carter, he came out with a whole album series called The Carter, based off of, you know what I'm saying, the buildings and the projects, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, in New Jersey City. As far as, you know what I'm saying, his music being like the trap and dope. You know what I'm saying? So like, no, a lot of that in itself, you know, is a huge cultural you know what I'm saying, cultural shift. And just kind of like, you know what Straw was talking about, you know, no man, it was, I mean, I don't glorify drug selling, but man, that was during a time where, you know, it was being glorified to a certain extent, man. You know, no hip hop, not true hip hop. I'm trying to choose my words carefully, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But not true hip hop doesn't come from that. But when it comes from like in the late '80s and the early '90s, man, you know, a lot of the rappers and stuff like that were coming from the drug game, man. They was coming from that. You know what I'm saying? So the showing of, you know, that side of things, showing the business side of things, as Straw said, you know, how, you know, to make it a business and run a business. I mean, it was a dope. It was a dope movie, man. It was a dope movie. I love New Jack City, man. That's why when we was kind of, you know, doing our little pre-production thing, you know, so it just poof, it just popped into my mind. And because of that too, I can't take all the credit for that. Some of it is, you know, on social media and the internet and stuff like that. You know, it's been a lot of stuff that I've been seeing where they're working on another one now. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly.
yeah.
Um,
They've been in works for since 2019.
yeah, yeah. So I had just saw something like that recently. So it popped in my head like, oh man, we should talk about New Jack City, especially since we talking about possibly another one coming out soon.
Yeah,
Let's dispel this rumor since we on that topic. Um, I don't know if y'all remember when another Wesley Snipes film came out not too long after that, called Sugar Hill.
yeah,
And in Sugar Hill, it was Wesley Snipes and Michael Wright from '80s fame. Well, not '80s fame, Five Heartbeats fame, and you
Dope
know,
movie, dope
the
ass movie.
yeah, we got to get that one in there. We got to get that one in there. Uh, but yeah, because they were drug dealers as well on a different level. A lot of people tried to say that Sugar Hill was supposed to be New Jack City Part Two. No, it didn't. It never fit. It never fit because if anything, it goes to the point that you made it first, Fave, about the Godfather script. Because in Sugar Hill they were working for a town, so that probably would fit that even better. But I'm just putting that out there. All the people out there in Facebook and they listening to us. That never was the thing. That never was the thing. Close, but no cigar.
yeah. It's kind of hard for Wesley Snipes to be alive after he got shot in the chest and then fall 7 flight of stairs down to death
Yeah,
in the New Jack City. It's kind of hard. I mean, you do some flashbacks with him or something like that to bring him. If you want to include Wesley Snipes, then you have to probably de-age him, which is going to get into CGI and all this stuff. But we ain't movie producers. We didn't major in that stuff. That's cool. All right.
You
Now,
talking about as far as the new one?
if you do the new one, you talk.
Oh no, he supposed to be he supposed to be the little mocks that I saw. He supposed to play the old man. He supposed to play the old man.
Oh, okay. They're totally different role. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. He supposed to play the old. In a whole new role. He supposed to play the old man. That shit cracked me up too when I saw it.
Just like we said last week for Harlem Nights, I think we all agree that Eddie needs to play Richard Pryor's
Oh
character.
yeah,
Sugar.
same thing.
That's the. You can put whoever you want right there.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie got to come back as Sugar.
Yep.
Eddie got to come back as Sugar. Let's go ahead and get the thing started, man. What's your favorite, most memorable scene from the movie?
Man, it got to be my favorite. And like I said, man, I love Pookie, man. But when they rehabilitated him, and he went. Now this is the crazy part. They rehabilitate this man to send him back to
the drugs.
And this man already got a problem. And the last thing you hear is, Scotty, help me. Scotty, help me.
I'm about to die.
He in there with everybody just got super high. And they looking at him like, uh-oh, what's going on here? My gosh. But that is my favorite scene, is when he gets high and he doing his little comedy bit and dancing and everything. That's one of my favorite scenes. Also, of course, Am I my brother's keeper? That's always gonna be it.
That's been a meme right there with at the end, talking about when he shoot Alan Payne. That's a meme, man. That's been a meme right there. What about you, Tom?
Definitely the funniest was definitely the whole thing as far as when they was rehabilitating Pookie, and they showed him, you know what I'm saying, going through withdrawal, and they showed him, you know what I'm saying, working out, and you know what I'm saying, he was falling out on the damn floor, and you know what I'm saying, Scotty was picking him back up. That shit was funny, man. But I don't know. I think one of my favorites. I think my favorite scene really is when IT and when Scotty and them went into the house to get Nino at the end, man. And they came through the house and snatched his ass up out the house and threw his ass down in the damn trash and whooped his ass, dude, and wanted to kill him. Was basically going to kill him.
Yeah.
And told him, no, said, I want to shoot you so damn bad, my dick get hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like I felt that. You know what I'm saying? I really felt that. Especially because of the fact, you know, like he had to play that whole situation all cool when he was with Nino, and Nino was telling him about how, you know, part of his initiation into the game was when he killed that lady, and it turned out it was his mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, he played that shit real cool. Like his demeanor didn't change, nothing. He was just like, you know, is it personal or business? He was like, man, it's always, you know what I'm saying, business, never personal. Yeah. So, yeah. He was like, but so when Ice-T got on his ass at the end, he was like, shit, this personal, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Free, and whooped his ass.
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes is those are memorable for me, but my favorite scene after when Alan Payne characters call Nino, and they all came to the house and meet up. He told everybody. He told Alan character about, hey man, come on, Nino, man, sit your $5 ad down for I make change.
Yeah. And it's redone great by Martin.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. With the fake dolls and everything.
With the fake dolls.
Yeah, man.
That one show I gotta rewatch. I gotta find that Martin. That's one show I gotta rewatch right there.
Oh man,
I leave out the last season, just like I do on Different World. Don't watch the first season. I'm gonna leave out the last season on Martin. But yeah, that's that right there. That one of my memorable scenes right there, because he literally stabbed light skin in the hand.
In the hand.
Yeah. Just told her I ain't never like your pretty ass anyway. For real.
Wait, you hired a bit. Like you literally hired him, man. And then at the court scene, of course, when he threw him directly under the bus, like he
Oh
was
yeah. So
yeah,
he was in charge of everything.
which he technically was. Nino, that's
Yeah.
how Nino,
Yeah.
yeah, because that's how Nino was getting off. He put other folks in charge of stuff, so that way, it was a good catch. I'm sorry, watching this Bengals game also. That's how he was able to never get any charges on him because he literally had it set up so that way he would click just like Stringer Bell. People don't realize it. Stringer Bell never caught nothing until Brother Muhammad, and I ain't gonna give it away. Just watch The Wire too. Go ahead and watch all 5 seasons of The Wire. If you have to skip a season, skip season 2.
But look though, that's some real. See, and this kind of goes back to the whole culture thing. Like, dude, you can't tell me that The Wire wasn't about that for the most part. Like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Stringer and Avon was just like G Money and Nino, dude, to a certain extent.
Stringer and Avon, they was what was it, cousins? They cousins, right?
They weren't cousins, they were just boys, and then just like
I thought they were.
The other Barksdale, the one that got killed in prison.
The one that got caught all the time. Yeah, that's
the nephew. They're the nephew.
Yeah.
But same thing. Avon was strictly about the street and code, just like, you know what I'm saying. Nino was strictly about the street and code. You know what I'm saying. G Money was on the whole trying to do different shit and all that. You know, not as much as Stringer, but you know, of course, it ain't exactly the same. But you know, you definitely see some parallels in that, man. And The Wire is my shit, dude. Like, we got to talk about that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Funny thing about the Stringer played by Idris Elba. He actually, you know, everybody knows he's British.
He sold weed.
So he actually duped the producer of The Wire into hiring him by faking his accent. He had to do. It came down to the last day, and it was between him and I forget who it was, and he just had to come. They went on and gave him the part anyways, which was good.
Yeah, another thing black folks don't know, he was a DJ and sold weed also in Britain, trying to make a living and stuff. So he had a lot of hustles.
Had them hustles, still got them. I don't know about the weed part, but he still DJs.
I mean, he gets some money. I'll say this now, Ian Fleming, your family, just hire him as James Bond. He'll be through with it. Just get a black man as Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. Tom Hardy as Bond. That's not gonna work. He gonna be like Timothy Dalton. But we digress. We digressing on the movie. Of course, digressing. So I'm gonna give y'all a hot take, and I want y'all to say for real talk. Tell me if I'm crazy or not. Tell me if I'm crazy, or you tell me to shut the hell up. Of course, this was Oscar so white. It's still white. Oscar was so white back then. Okay, so white. Just tell me if I'm crazy or not. Just by the performance of the transformation, does Chris Rock deserve a nomination for Best Supporting Actor for that role as Pookie?
Yeah, you had to shut the hell up on that one, in my opinion. And the reason I say that, at that time, Chris Rock is a virtual unknown, virtually unknown. I think he's
So
still. Was he was Boomerang before this or after this?
He was after that. Boomerang came out in '93. Okay,
so Chris Rock is a virtual unknown for the most part. He's just, and he had a really good role. Don't get me wrong. He should have at least got a doggone MTV movie nomination or something. But as far as the Academy, no, I'm sorry. And it took Will Smith this long. Will Smith played a Muhammad Ali to the best anybody I've ever seen him play Muhammad Ali, and they still didn't give him the Oscar back then. So no.
I mean, I'm with you, Fade. No, not win. No, win it. No, but you know what I'm saying, a nod. You know what I'm saying, a nomination. Man, Chris Rock added his ass off in that thing, man. He sold that, dude. He really sold that, dude.
The same thing what we were just saying about Idris Elba, it's the same thing Chris Rock was doing. If you watch, how we watch reruns of Everybody Hates Chris. That last season, last episode, when he decided to go get his GED. The man was hungry. He got his break. He was hungry. He was gonna make it do what it do. He was gonna do what it had to do. It had to be done because he was trying to get this paycheck. His comedy hadn't taken off like that yet. He was getting his paycheck. This is my paycheck. I'm gonna do what I got to do. If that would have earned him an Oscar nomination, I can't say I would have been surprised because it was good, but I just don't think they would have gave him one because he was a virtual unknown at the time.
I would have said he didn't want to give it to him because he's black. Let's just be real. Daniel Day-Lewis won for My Left Foot. Who the hell is a Daniel Day-Lewis? And he's won 3 of them. 3.
He won one for Abraham Lincoln, for Lincoln, didn't he?
Yeah, for Lincoln, I want to say There Will Be Blood also, or it might have been something else. I can't remember. He's won 3. He's a hell of an actor now. Don't get me wrong. When he gets in a role, he's if you see Daniel Day-Lewis in the movie, just go ahead and get the Oscar to him. Let's just put it like that. It's just like if you got Steph Curry wide open for a 3 at the top of the key. It's good. It's
just go and walk back down the other side.
It's gonna be a long walk down the other end. It's gonna be a long walk down the other end. But I thought I'd throw it out there because I mean the way he portrayed that character from crackhead to clean to back to a conflicted crackhead to death. I mean, to me that's just me, but let's do that now. I mean, you nominate Daniel Day-Lewis and Al Pacino could win an Oscar for Scent of a Woman when he should have won it for Godfather 2. We can talk about this all day. Come on.
Yeah.
This movie's only an hour 48 minutes long. It's a watchable movie in 2 hours, easy if you got nothing to do. I started it on a Thursday and finished it yesterday. What's one thing you would change about the movie? One thing you would change about it if you changed anything?
To be honest with you, I would get rid of Judd Nelson and bring in somebody else. I like Judd Nelson, but he didn't do enough in that's supposed to be complimentary role to me. I'm bringing in somebody else. I don't know who else was hot at that time, but as many actors and as many actors and actresses that got their break, you could have brought in somebody else. That's me. That's just Mario Van Peebles. I think he probably could have did a little more. Well, he wasn't he behind? Didn't he help produce it, directed or something like that? So yeah, that's the one thing I would change. I love the story. The story is the story. It thing knocked off. It thing started off a whole bunch of careers. So yeah, it's the story is the story. But just give me somebody. Don't give me the white out in the bowl in the bowl of blackness. Make it all black.
If you're gonna do it, do it. So, yeah, I get you.
Right.
What about you, Tom?
I mean, I think Straw hit it on the head, man. I don't think you could have did without his role, man, without Judd Nelson role. But I'm definitely not gonna steal his shine. But that was a good one, man. That was a real good one because we definitely could have did without his role. He really didn't have his most impactful thing was when after Pookie died, when they were sitting there talking, getting drunk and shit, and he was talking about I used to be a Pookie because he was talking about he used to be, strung out and and all that shit and got his life together. That was his most impactful shit. But I guess my only other thing would have been, I don't know. I would have changed. I wouldn't have made G Money a crackhead, man. Like
that was a cop out.
Yeah, you could have you still could have found a way to make the story of G Money and Nino come to the head the way that it did without making him a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that would have been my only other thing.
I agree with y'all. Just listen to y'all thinking about it. I'm like, he didn't, like you said, his scenes he had, you could have put somebody else there if you want to do it. You could have put somebody else So you put a little bit more lesser known character right there. I would have went somebody a little bit older, possibly maybe. I would have went no, I would have went with the lieutenant from 21 Jump Street. If that we're talking about at that time frame, not now, because
Yeah.
that's the next question I'm gonna ask y'all. And you go with the guy from 21 Jump Street. You use him as Judd Nelson's character. You use him. You use at that time you probably could get away with Denzel Washington also.
You would have been, yeah. Yeah. You would have got away with that. Another name that pops up for some reason in my head. I don't know why this name pops up because it was in the '90s, the early '90s. But believe it or not, Gregory Hines.
Oh yeah.
Looks like he would have fit that role.
Yeah,
I don't know where that came from. But
Boy, you came out left field. You came out left field with that one, boy.
that's what I would have thought of right now. I wouldn't have thought of that one.
Hey, Gregory Hound was the man back then, though, boy.
He
yeah,
was.
that's what I'm saying. He had that one movie. What was it? White Nights.
I can't remember the name of it. Yeah.
Him and the Russian guy. It's an '80s movie, but he got to get his ass off in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about the only thing. Like I said, the crackhead part with Alan Payne, that just like they threw that in there. That's like something just to fix it. I would have put a nod in there to Radio Raheem with Bill Nunn character. I put a little nod in there, had a little boom box for him, something like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, those about the only couple things I would change. Mario Van Peebles, I would say stay behind the camera. I would get somebody else, like I said, the lieutenant from
21 Jump
Street or Denzel Washington. You get away with those two characters. If you had to have somebody, maybe if you really want to make an impact in the movie, Spike Lee could have played a role in here. You could have put Spike Lee in there in the lieutenant's in the Mario Van Peebles character because
he wouldn't have did it though, because Spike was, you know what I'm saying, he was doing his thing heavy back then.
Yeah. He wasn't gonna do nothing else. He wasn't gonna make somebody else some money unless he gets just about all of it. Oh, we can change this. The next thing you know, it's 40 Acres and a Mule production, New Jack City.
But seriously though, salute to Mario Van Peebles, man. Because that definitely was something that was, not the norm, dude. You know what I'm saying? For him to, I think he put up some of the money for that too, and directed it, which definitely led to him doing the whole thing with Posse. But yeah, man, shout out to Mario Van Peebles, man. No, definitely, man. That was definitely a huge, man, for the culture.
Yeah. Think about him and his dad. I mean, black royalty right there. When you think about Melvin Van Peebles, also that's black actor royalty. Bill Cosby kind of threw that away with his roofies, over 40-year roofing. City Party.
That shit's sad too, man. Because I'm telling you, dude, that's like the Cosby Show is like one of my favorite TV shows, dude, ever, dude. Like that shit's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of the things. Like whenever I see it on, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be cracking up laughing. Like it's the first time I ever heard the shit, dude. Side busting laughing. Like he was a trip, man.
And it was, see, this thing about it was wholesome TV. So and that's what leads me to believe that love the stuff that people were saying, how they just pretty much colluded in order to try to ruin that man. That's why I believe that. Because I know every Thursday night, they did not change that man's night. If a TV show not working, they gonna change your night. They gonna put you, okay, it's getting some ratings, but it ain't getting what we want to. We gonna move it to Friday. They never changed him off at 8:00 Thursday night. And then they followed it with a different word. They never changed it.
That was the best night on TV.
That was the best night on
for
TV,
real.
the best hour on TV.
Now,
the Cosby Show, Different World, and then you came with Cheers at 9:00.
Cheers at 9:00.
Man, the one Thursday night was must see TV. That where NBC phrased that. Now the one I know, I'm gonna go off a little bit right here. We're gonna talk about Different World on this show, but the one thing I hate about Different World now thinking about it, I did some research on this. I hate that they put Different World up against Martin.
Martin. Yep.
Same time, everything, same night.
Mm.
If you're gonna do anything, but then you will say, why did they put Martin up against Cosby Show? You could flip flop them too. You could have flip flopped Different World at 8, put Bill Cosby at 8:30. It'd have been fine because he had the #1 TV show for 8 years. It'd have been fine wherever if you flip and kept on the same night. But Different World compete with Martin on Fox when Fox was just kicking off.
Mm.
Yeah, Martin. Yeah, Martin, and you had Living Single. Living Single was on Mondays, I believe. Martin was on Thursdays. So that's the one thing, because after I think when Denise and Dwayne got married, that's 6th season. I think that's season 6 or 7. Season 7, they that was their last season because they couldn't keep up with Martin. I would have moved it to a Wednesday night, but you want to keep that same thing with Cosby Show. They try to leave it there. I think Fresh Prince came right, but the Fresh Prince came in next year, but that was on Monday nights.
Mm-hmm.
So that just, like I said, we're gonna talk about Different World. We're probably gonna talk about The Wire on here. I mean, I tried to start back watching The Wire. My mistake was I tried to start back watching late at night. I was dozing off, trying to watch 3 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, skip season 2 if you got to, but watch the last 2 episodes.
No, Steve boy, hey, we gotta talk about that. Season 2 was dope.
Yeah, I
Season
know.
2 was slept on.
That's why I said I like season 2. My wife was saying like season 2.
Yeah, people didn't like season 2 because they felt like it was just out of place as far as how season 1 was in the projects, it was in the hood, it was showing everything about the dope. Season 2 was giving you the backdrop to how that shit moved, man. Like I love season 2. Like I didn't have a lot of debates with people about that, man. I love season 2. That was on the docks.
Yeah, that's where the magic happened.
That's where the magic happened.
And if you watch Orange is the New Black, you'll see somebody familiar from season 2 on there. So we'll Porn Stash, if I remember correctly. Porn Stash. All right, last question on this one. So we hire as the we're funding this movie, and we want to remake it. Who we casting this movie? Present day actors. Who we hiring? First, who we getting to direct it? Ryan Coogler.
I think you can get Coogler. I think, yeah.
Antoine Fuqua or Mario Van Peebles.
That's a coin flip there.
Or Mario Van Peebles comes back.
No, he might get a little out of touch. Let's keep with Fuqua and Ryan Coogler. Who directed Training Day? That's what.
Let's see. Give me a second. I'm looking it up now.
Okay, because that guy, I know it wasn't an entirely.
Antoine Fuqua.
For real?
Yeah, Antoine Fuqua directed Training Day.
That is.
And he did. I think he did. Antoine Fisher also, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's in with tight with Denzel. Ooh. Yeah, give me Fuqua, and let him direct that thing. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be gritty. It's gonna be real. Yeah. Give me that.
Of course, you already know he did.
I'm gonna mess y'all up though.
Go ahead.
I say give me Will Smith, man. I saw you fat. Give me Will Smith, dude.
Now you know where I'm going with this when you say that. Now there's gonna be a line in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
That when Nino gonna tell G Money, keep my name out your fucking mouth. Either that or to the Italians. One of the two. Yeah. That line gonna be in there. I can see Will Smith doing it. I can see
Will that dude, man. Give him a year or two. Give him a year or two for all this. The slap that comes to simmer down.
Oh, you got something else coming.
Wait till Emancipation come through. Come through, boy. I bet everybody jump back on his dick, man.
Y'all know who directing that one, right?
Who?
Antoine Fuqua.
For real?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. You give me him You give me let me see who would play Ice-T though. That's the thing. Gosh, somebody
Ice T,
his characters.
Ice T.
Nah, nah.
Ice-T would actually have to play Mario Van Peebles' character.
That would work. That would work. That could work.
Uh,
Or maybe Denzel could. You could probably slide Denzel into that character.
you know what? Let's go a little younger. Give me my boy Michael B. Jordan for that character.
He too
For,
angry.
for,
He
for
be
the
too.
con-
He be too angry. I can see
I think
Killmonger. I can
it
see
will work
Killmonger
though.
coming out of him.
I
I
really
think
think
I think it would work. I think it would work.
He's a little too short, Bill. I need somebody. I can see him maybe a G Money or Da man. I can see that for him. I can see. Okay,
yeah.
you might almost sold me on that. That might
It's
work.
not bad. Man, trying to see who would play Pookie though.
You need an unknown right there, or somebody
Yeah.
that literally looks like a crackhead.
Yeah.
I would say play Pookie. Somebody like what's his name, man? Comedian, man. I can't think of his name right now, man.
What are you playing?
Short dude. He really didn't play in a whole lot, but no, he got a real big social media presence, and he was on. Used to be with Ti on Ti mixtapes and shit. Dang, what's the name? You know who I'm talking about, Fade.
I think I do. He
Just recently got something recently just happened to him though. I can't remember what it was. Like, didn't he get shot or something, or he got sick or something?
No, if you talk about who I think about, dude from Friday.
Not him. Not AJ. Not AJ.
No.
Not
AJ.
So I just thought about the perfect person that would play Pookie. Is a comedian, another comedian. Shula King. If y'all are familiar with Shula King, anybody want to tell me, guy on YouTube? Be perfect for Pookie. Perfect. Look him up, Shula King. Dude is hilarious. He always in the. He's a native. I want to say a native of the South, either South Carolina. He resides in Atlanta. Has another one with a huge social media presence, a huge YouTube presence, and just funny as hell. But he would do good.
I think. What's his name again? What's his name? So I can look him up.
Shula King.
Shula King.
All right. I think Country Wayne can do it too, though.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Oh, okay, Shula King. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. He is from Carolina. He up here out of something.
Now, Christopher Williams character, you still going light skin? You going team dark skin?
He got to be light skinned because he got the movie line in the movie. Man, let's see who would get that. Because I'm thinking Christopher Williams. See, if Genuine can, Genuine could probably play him. Play him now. He needs some more money.
Man, that's cold blooded right now. Now, who y'all got for Nino Brown? That's the next question.
Man, I like the little thing that I saw where they were showing like the suggested recast. I don't know if he's supposed to be the guy that's supposed to be in it or not, but they had Joey Badass, you know what I'm saying, playing Nino. No, off of he's on Raising Canaan right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He a nut too. He a nut. That's my boy. Nick Neat off of Raising Canaan. He a nut. I think he'll be a real good Nino.
G Money will actually probably play. Speaking of power, Uh, what's my guy that played Ghost? He probably,
Hardwick.
yeah,
Mark Hardwick.
Hardwick.
yeah. I think he would be a good G Money.
They had the thing that I saw. They had old boy off of the Shy on there playing G Money. I forgot his name. I forgot what his name, what his character name is on the Shy.
What about my guy? As far as Nino Brown, what about my guy? Plays on Atlanta. I can't think of his name, and I should know his name. Taller guy.
Paperboy.
Who?
Talking about Paperboy.
No, the
No,
toss. Oh boy.
I know who you talking about. Really?
that dude got
He
some
can,
brains
he
on.
can do it. And he's a
He
good
got
at.
some
He's a
brains
dope
on.
ass actor.
Lakeith
He's a
Stanfield.
dope ass actor.
Lakeith Stanfield. I think
Yeah,
he would do it. I think that would. I
he a
really
dope
think.
ass actor.
Yeah, I think he could do it.
Yeah, he a dope ass actor, but I don't know. Matter of fact, they go Pookie right there, but we talking about Atlanta, and I'm thinking about that Cat Williams, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cat Williams.
Yeah. That'll work. I can see that.
They
I
go
can see that.
Pookie.
You could put as the old man. It's like there's rumor of you said Wesley Snipes supposed to play the old man that shot him in the original.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably get away with Isaiah Whitlock, Clay David.
Yeah,
She.
yeah.
Yeah. You can get away with him there, but I don't know. It's still in production. They tied I forgot. I just lost the name just that quick. I pull him back up now. I'm not even gonna pull it back up.
Matter of fact, the dude that plays Snowfall,
Yeah.
and he plays in Raising Kanan. I think he's supposed to be in it, and he the one who basically came out and confirmed that it is, and it's not. It's a sequel. Like it's not a remake.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a sequel.
So
You
this
know,
guy, the guy that plays the main character in Snowfall.
Not the main character.
Okay.
He was on the show. He died. He got killed.
The main character for Snowfall will work too. The main character.
Yeah, he will too. Yeah, that's my boy.
He'll work. Nino Brown.
That's my show
He
too.
will work for a good Nino Brown. He's once again he's British too.
Yeah, he is, man. He is. He is.
Take the American jobs. But everything else falling in place as far as you're going to, like I say, it's the music got to be, of course, present day. You could probably maybe bring Guy back if they willing to come back and help with the soundtrack. I mean, cause they created New Jack Swing music. So that's the start of New Jack Swing music when that movie came out. That's one thing I forgot to bring up right there. That started a whole new type of music. We got Blackstreet them, you know. But, it just warms my heart for us to talk about black movies, and we're gonna have some more for you next week.
Oh yeah.
Of course, we're gonna probably see if we can get Jamon Simmons on to talk about some NBA next week, next Sunday, Wednesday. Of course, you can catch all of us on Wednesday. We're gonna talk about Draymond Green. We're gonna talk about not the slap, the punch. We're gonna talk about some more NBA, college football and NFL. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. Of course, we want you to make sure. We're going to talk about them Dallas Cowboys. Y'all them boys. That's our thing song. Y'all them boys. Y'all 4-1. So are the Giants.
1-4, baby. 1-4.
Yeah.
1-4, baby.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin going to be a long season. They might have the number one pick. CJ Stroud, get ready. Get ready to go to Pittsburgh, CJ Stroud.
Man.
If they get CJ Stroud, take away his starting. But I mean, I don't know. But if I'm them, I would train for an offensive lineman. But we'll talk about that Wednesday, though.
Yeah.
Don't forget, y'all, you can catch our show. It's now on Sundays and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Don't forget, we're sponsored by BuyNightShirt.com, Hennessy and Coke, AutoZone. Don't forget, Wednesdays at 9:05. For everybody that watches us after the show airs, we thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. My word by Jalen Rose voice. Thank you. Peace up. Anytime. We out.
We out.